Who are you? One fucking word is about to change the way you think forever. Not a sentence, not a lecture. One word, you. And once it hits right, your whole mindset flips. Your thinking style changes. The way you see every room you walk into changes. Say it slow, right now, in your skull. Who are you? Feel that hesitation? That's not nothing. That's a fracture. Because you were about to answer with a job title, a name, some role you perform for people who don't actually see you. And none of that is the fucking answer. That one word just did something most people never let happen to themselves. It skipped past the mask and kicked the door down behind it. Most people will live their entire lives and never once answer that question honestly. Not one single time they'll answer with what they do, what they own, what other people call them. Never with what they actually are underneath all of it, because looking under there takes guts most people don't have. You just went there, right now, in this exact second. And that's dangerous, because the second your mind starts asking, who the fuck am I, instead of, what am I supposed to do next, it stops running on autopilot. It stops taking orders from habit, from other people, from a script you never agreed to. It starts rewriting itself in real time. You woke up today thinking you were ordinary. You're not even close. Somewhere right now in a server room you'll never see, a file has your name on it. Not your birth certificate, not your school records. Something else, something older, something that started tracking you the moment you stopped acting like everyone else. You didn't ask for this, but it's already happening. Let's go back to the exact second this started. Because it wasn't a dramatic moment. It wasn't lightning. It was quieter than that. It was the moment you noticed something everyone else missed. And you said nothing. That silence, that was the first crack in the mask. See, most people are built on autopilot. They wake up, they follow the script, they nod at the meeting, they laugh at the joke that wasn't funny. They scroll until their brain goes numb. That's the system working exactly as designed. Compliant, predictable, safe. You were supposed to be one of them. But somewhere along the way, maybe you don't even remember when, you started asking the question that breaks the whole simulation. Why? Not out loud. Never out loud. You learned fast that saying it out loud gets you labeled difficult, sensitive, too much. So you buried it. You smiled. You played along. But inside, the gears never stopped turning. That's the first sign. And the systems that monitor human behavior, the algorithms, the HR departments, the admissions boards, the recruiters, the ones who decide who gets promoted and who gets quietly filtered out, they have a name for people like you. Anomalies. You're not a glitch. You're the opposite of a glitch. You're what happens when the code was written correctly and something in you refused to run it. Let that sink in. Every institution you've ever passed through, school, work, even family, it was designed to smooth you out, sand down the edges, make you fit the shape of the box. And for years, maybe you thought you succeeded. Maybe you thought you became normal. You didn't. You just got better at hiding. And hiding takes energy. That's why you're tired all the time. Not because you're lazy. Not because something's wrong with you. But because part of your brain is running a second program in the background, 24/7. Translating who you really are into a language the world will accept. That's not weakness. That's camouflage. And only dangerous things need camouflage. Think about the moments you've been punished, not for doing something wrong, but for being right too early. The idea you had that got laughed at in the meeting, and then got adopted 6 months later by someone else who took the credit. The feeling you had about a person before anyone else saw the truth. The pattern you noticed that nobody else could see, until it was too late for everyone but you. You weren't wrong. You were early. And early is dangerous. Early threatens people who built their entire identity on being the ones who already know everything. Early makes managers nervous. Early makes systems recalibrate. Early gets you quietly excluded from the group chat, passed over for the promotion, whispered about in rooms you weren't invited to. That's not a coincidence. That's a reaction. You trigger something in people. Some of them feel it as admiration. Most of them feel it as threat. And threat, when it can't be understood, gets neutralized. Not with violence, with silence, with exclusion, with the slow, quiet erasure of your name from rooms where decisions get made. But here's what they don't understand. You've been erased before. And you always come back sharper. Let's talk about your pattern. Because you have one. And it's terrifying if you actually look at it honestly. You get knocked down. And instead of breaking, you go quiet. You disappear for a while. People assume you gave up. They move on. They stop watching. That's your window, because in that silence, you're not giving up. You're recalibrating. You're studying the exact mechanism that took you down, memorizing every weakness in the system that tried to erase you. And when you come back, you don't come back the same. You come back immune to whatever hit you the first time. That's not resilience. That's evolution under pressure. And pressure like that doesn't happen to ordinary people. Ordinary people break clean. They stay broken. You break and reassemble into something the last version of you couldn't have survived. Ask yourself right now, how many versions of you have already died to get you here? The version that trusted the wrong people, gone. The version that believed loyalty was always returned, gone. The version that thought hard work alone was enough, gone. Each one had to die so a smarter version could take the wheel. And here's the part that should give you chills. You're not done shedding skins. There's another version of you waiting on the other side of your next failure. Your next betrayal. Your next moment where everything falls apart and everyone expects you to stay down. You won't stay down. You never do. Now let's talk about the people around you, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. Not everyone close to you wants the version of you that's coming. Some of them are comfortable with the smaller version. The quieter one, the one who doesn't ask why, the one who doesn't threaten the hierarchy they've built their comfort around. You've felt it. That subtle resistance when you talk about your goals, that flicker of discomfort in their eyes when you succeed a little too fast. That joke that wasn't really a joke, the one that was designed to shrink you back down to a size they could control. That's not support, that's a leash. And the moment you stop pulling against it is the moment they stop needing to hold it, because you'll have done it for them. This is the part nobody tells you. Growth isn't just painful because of failure. It's painful because of loss. You will lose people on this path, not because you did something wrong, but because you stopped fitting into the role they needed you to play. Let them go. Every single person who benefits from the smaller version of you is not your ally in becoming the real one. Now, here's where the tracking gets literal. You think this is metaphor. It's not entirely. Every platform you scroll, every search you make, every hesitation before you click buy, every pause before you type a message and delete it, that data goes somewhere. It builds a profile, not just of what you like, of what you're vulnerable to, what keeps you scrolling, what keeps you doubting yourself at 2 a.m., what keeps you small enough to remain a predictable, monetizable pattern. You are being modeled, not because you're special in their eyes, but because you're valuable in their eyes. Predictable people are profitable people. The algorithm doesn't want you to change. Change is unpredictable. Unpredictable can't be sold, so it feeds you comfort, it feeds you distraction. It feeds you just enough dopamine to keep you circling the same 3 feelings. Anxiety, comparison, numbness, because a person circling those 3 feelings never becomes dangerous. And dangerous is exactly what you were before they got their hooks in. So, how do you get free? Not by screaming about it. Not by making a dramatic exit and posting about detoxing. That's just another pattern they've already modeled and monetized too. You get free the same way you've always broken every system that tried to hold you. Quietly, precisely, without announcing it. You start noticing the moments you reach for distraction instead of discomfort, and you sit in the discomfort instead, just for 10 seconds longer than you're used to. That's it. That's the entire rebellion. 10 seconds of staying present when everything in you wants to escape. Do that enough times, and the profile they built of you stops matching reality. You become unreadable, unpredictable, a pattern that breaks their model, and a pattern that breaks the model is the exact definition of dangerous. Let's go deeper, because there's a version of this story that's even more uncomfortable, the part about you and yourself. You've spent years building an internal narrator, a voice that runs commentary on everything you do. And for most of your life, that voice hasn't been on your side. It's been recycling insults you heard once, from a parent, a teacher, an ex, a stranger online, and replaying them like they're facts. That voice is not you. It's a recording, a leftover, a ghost wearing your name tag. And here's the terrifying, beautiful truth. The moment you notice that voice is separate from you is the moment it loses its grip. Because a voice you can observe is a voice you can override. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. That distinction, that single shift in awareness, is the most dangerous weapon a human being can develop. Governments don't fear armies as much as they fear self-aware populations, because an army follows orders. A self-aware person questions the order before they follow it. You are becoming that slowly, quietly, in ways even you haven't fully clocked yet. Now think about your body for a second, because your body has been keeping score this whole time. Every time you swallowed your words to keep the peace. Every time you smiled through something that made your stomach turn. Every time you said, "I'm fine," while your chest was tightening. That tension didn't disappear. It's stored, waiting, and one day, maybe soon, your body is going to stop letting you override it. It's going to demand the truth come out one way or another, through your voice, through your choices, through a version of you that finally stops performing and starts existing. That day is coming. You can feel it building already, can't you? That restlessness under your skin lately. That's not anxiety. Anxiety is fear of a threat. This is different. This is readiness for a threshold. You are standing at the edge of becoming someone the old version of you would not recognize. Someone the people around you might not recognize either. And that's going to scare some of them. Let it. Because here's the final truth. The one they really don't want you to know. The people who succeed at scale. The ones who build things, break things, change things. They were never the most talented in the room. They were the ones who refused to go quiet after being told to. The ones who kept asking why, long after everyone else accepted the answer they were given. That's you. That's been you this whole time. You weren't chosen by some cosmic force. You weren't born special in some mystical sense. You simply never stopped noticing what everyone else agreed to ignore. And noticing, when you refuse to look away from it, is the most disruptive force in existence. So the next time you feel like an outsider in a room full of people who seem to belong, remember this: belonging was never the goal. Belonging is what they offer you in exchange for compliance. You were never meant to belong. You were meant to see through the room entirely. That's who you are, not a glitch. Not an outsider, not too much, too intense, too early, too different, an anomaly that refused correction. And anomalies like that, they don't stay hidden forever. They surface, they rebuild. They come back sharper every single time the system tries to erase them. You already know which one you are. The only question left is how long you're going to keep pretending you don't.